Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at set number 75271 with 236 pieces, and this is Luke's Landspeeder rated for ages 7 and up. But before I start off this review, I just want to remind you all to subscribe just because it looks like a pretty large percentage of you aren't subscribed yet, and it goes a really long way to help out the channel. But jumping right in, guys, let's take a look at the box art. So it looks beautiful, as most LEGO boxes do. They're what sell the sets. And I do also want to mention there are two variations of this box, I believe. I do have both variations. One is sealed, and that's the one you're seeing right now. And then I also have one that's open for review, and so the variation is basically just one of them has the push tab and one of them has the tape. And then also the one that has the tape is like a lot shinier. You can kind of see the lamp reflection on it. It's just crazy shiny, and I kind of like it, to be honest. But the other one with the push tab is more of like a matte finish. Looking at the back of the box, to be honest, it's a little bit tough to make out the feature on the bottom left-hand corner just because of how glossy the box is and the lighting I have. So I apologize for that, but basically all it's showing is just the one feature it has where you can remove this back panel to access a little storage container, which we'll go over in the review, but I just wanted to mention it and show you guys the back of the box art. We also have the Jawa trying to stun C-3PO and Luke scouting out looking for R2-D2. So let's move into the minifigures. So first off, we have Farm Boy Luke, and as you can see, he does have a poncho, and you can just make out the leg printing underneath. He does have full printing actually underneath the poncho, which I think is a good addition just in case you don't want to include it. It also makes it a lot easier for whoever is playing with the set just to sit Luke down in the Landspeeder when he doesn't have the poncho on, so I really appreciate that from LEGO, and I think it's a great inclusion. And then Luke also does have double-sided face printing, which is nice. One of the faces shows like a happy look or kind of a content look, and then the other one just shows a pretty neutral face. But, you know, standard double-sided printing, there's not too much of a difference in this case, but it's still nice to see. Now moving on to C-3PO, I won't talk too much about this one just because we've seen it so many times, but in a nutshell, they did a great job on this. They've pretty much nailed it by now. The printing looks vibrant, and the head mold is fantastic. I think by now it's probably fair to say this figure is like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, honestly. Next up, we have just a regular Jawa, and like C-3PO, I'm not going to really talk too much about this. It has front and back printing, you know, the standard black head with the 2 yellow eyes, but other than that, it's really just the same as what we've seen in the past. So moving on to the set itself, which I'm sure is what you're here for anyway. So we have the main Landspeeder, and then we also have a little side build, which is kind of like a throwaway, to be honest. But let's start with the Landspeeder and jump right in. After countless iterations of Luke's Landspeeder, I think it's safe to say they've finally nailed it. And I also just want to say that it's so great to see the set come out alongside the Mos Eisley Cantina set, just because this isn't included in it, and you need this for the Mos Eisley Cantina. But anyway, let's talk more about the build in a little more detail. So starting at the front and working our way back, I just want to mention to you guys that the light bluish gray air intake section, I don't know exactly what it's called, it sticks out a little bit in front of the orange or, you know, like whatever color that is, the top part. And I think that's screen accurate, but it looks a little weird to me. I kind of liked the tubed look that they had in the previous versions. Maybe that's just nostalgia talking, but that's just personally what I would want. And those stickers are so annoying to put on, especially on those curved pieces. So next up, we have the cockpit, and this part I don't have anything to complain about. I think they did a fantastic job of integrating this in. The black seats look amazing, and I'm also really glad that they didn't just include those standard LEGO seat pieces, which I've been seeing less and less, to be honest. I think we see it mostly in the modular buildings, but in LEGO Star Wars sets, I think it's really smart that they've been moving away from those. We just have a standard steering wheel piece. We also have some sticker details. So moving back to the engines, I think that this has been one of the most incredible things I've seen in LEGO Star Wars, seeing this evolve, probably just because they've been doing it almost every wave, or they've had one out almost every wave, and I just think this is kind of like the best it's gonna get. Like, you have this Technic structure to kind of hold it together. The sticker elements are kind of annoying to get on, but I think it is well worth it. So now moving on to the main feature of this set, which is the storage container, which holds Luke's binoculars. As you can see, it's like a tiled area which holds on a panel, and you have to move back the rear engine, which is held from a Technic piece, which is on like a joint, and it pulls back, and then you can access the storage container, which is a great feature, I think. So now moving on to the back, I think there's some pretty good back greebling here with those angled vent pieces. Also, I really like the addition of those curved red pieces, which I think really just round out the speeder. And without them, it would just make it look too blocky, and they were just a really good call by the designer. I also almost forgot to mention that there's like a little clip next to Luke in the cockpit where you can attach his rifle to, and this was also a really smart move by the designers, just so kids don't lose it and they have a place to put it. So next up we have this little cave area for the Jawa, and I don't have too much to say about this. It is a kind of just a random design that I feel like they threw in here just to help parents or kids justify spending that $30 on the set, but it's got a nice plant attached to the side of it, and also a place to hold the Jawa's blaster, which is cool. Here's some views from the back of it, and the side, and the top, but there's really not too much for me to say about this. It's just like a nice detail piece, I guess, and a welcome addition. I guess without it, we wouldn't be getting as much value out of this set. So would I recommend picking this up at the $30 price point? I would say wait until it goes on sale, just because it's definitely going to go on sale, being the fact that I'm sure anyone who wants a Luke's Landspeeder has one, so they're going to try to get rid of them somehow. But objectively speaking, this is a great set. It has great minifigures. I actually really like the poncho that Luke comes with. I think it's pretty cool and unique from what we've seen before. It's just a great set though, guys. I would probably give it like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. I think that was like pretty similar to my other review of another set in this wave, but that's just it. There's really not too much more to talk about this. I think there is a lot of play that kids can get out of this if you're looking to get this as a gift. It's pretty fun. It was also a fun build process. I think that's worth mentioning. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help the channel. Also, comment down below if you have this or if you have any of the other Luke's Landspeeders and if you plan on getting this. But that's been it for me. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.